Welcome, guys. So glad you could join us today as we dive into the world of Rapid City Marshals. Hosted by myself, C. Green, Marshals Law on Shady Sports Network brings you exclusive interviews, game analysis, and behind-the-scenes stories of these remarkable athletes and coaches. Get ready to witness the power, passion, and determination of the Rapid City Marshals as they rewrite the rulebook and enforce their own brand of justice on the field. This is Marshals Law on Shady Sports Network. Let's bring the law to the game. This show is sponsored by WeatherTight. Stay protected, rain or shine. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Marshals Law. I'm your host, C. Green. We got Sam producing for us, and today we'll be joined by two special guests as they gear up for their debut season in Arena Football League with the Rapid City Marshals. Please give a warm welcome to wide receiver / defensive back Shaq Currenton and fellow wide receiver / jack linebacker Tim Lukas. We'll go ahead and roll right into it. Thanks for joining us today, Shaq. How's it going?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm glad to have you guys finally on today. So, like I said, we'll jump right into it. Shaq, I got some hard-hitting questions. I hope you're ready for them, man.
Yes, sir.
There we go. So what do you think sets you apart as a player in terms of your skill and playing style? And how do you think that'll benefit the Marshals?
One thing I think sets me apart is my mindset and the ability to overcome obstacles in a quickly manner, you feel me? Okay. So, I feel like I'm a natural leader, and the Marshals will benefit me because I hold my teammates accountable, keep them with a clear head, and I want to be successful on and off the field.
There you go. So I saw that you played in the IFL for the past few years, but last year you played for the Green Bay Blizzard. What specific skills and strategies do you believe will help you succeed in this fast-paced AFL? It's a little different.
Yeah, so I played for the Blizzard the last 2 years, as well as a few other teams like you mentioned. But one thing I learned over the time was just patience, being patient but quick. You feel me? Because everything don't happens like right when you want it to, and expect it. So you just got to be patient with the game, but let it come to you. But also be quickly in the game as well, because it's a fast-paced game.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, from what I'm hearing, the AFL is a more pass-happy league too, so it's going to be a little faster. You know, I mean, more opportunities for you guys. How do you balance your role as a wide receiver and a defensive back?
Balancing my roles really come with preparation, prayer, and the will to go out and compete every play. Just like at the end of the day, if you want it bad enough, you're going to do it. So there's a lot of people that would like to be in my position and don't think I would deserve to be in my position. So constantly proving them wrong and proving myself right that I can do it is a big thing.
There you go. So it doesn't matter if you're a wide receiver or a defensive back. You're playing regardless.
I'm playing regardless.
There you go. What are your expectations, if any, for the Rapid City Marshals wide receiver room?
So for the receiver room, I expect us to come out every day and compete, make plays when our number is called, be coachable, most importantly, have fun, but be good men on and off the field.
There you go, man. I hear you, though. That's what it comes back to. You know, you guys going out there and playing on the field, but it definitely comes into what you're doing off the field as well. I feel like that goes a lot into it. Do you have like any like programs or like events or anything going on off the field right now?
So right now, I met a few kids during like a few camp back here in Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to train them, like I still do a little bit, but in the meantime, they still play other sports like soccer, baseball. So I make sure I go out into the community and support them the same way they support us, because they come to our games as well. So, and I go to school visits as well, and like
Nice.
So I actually just went to a school visit the other day. Just popped up on a kid that I visited when he was in middle school. He's in high school now, so it's pretty good.
That's amazing, man. That's definitely amazing. Phew, I mean, besides, helping the youth, can you, I mean, I guess that's definitely a specific lesson or experience, but can you share any specific lessons or experiences from your time with the Blizzard that you believe will contribute to your success with the Marshals?
Yeah, so actually, shout out to this man named JT. He started a group called ATL, means Athletes Turn Leaders. So
Okay.
it was a time for all our players to come in, like just talk to each other. We answer a few questions, get to know each other, get to understand each other, and it's like basically a no judgment zone, confidential. So I feel like if I can incorporate that with the team and the Marshals and like get to understand, we can communicate better, and ultimately chemistry help us win. So I feel like just doing something like that will help us in the long run.
Right, man. Just kind of having that space where it's like, okay, man, everything else all aside, let's just let, get
Yeah.
everything in check if need be. That's amazing. I know I was talking to you briefly when I was working on your article. So, as someone who does play competitive flag football in the AFFL, what is that, the American Flag Football League?
Yes, sir.
You said you guys were looking to compete in the 2028 Olympic Games?
So for the 2028 Olympic Games, it's through like USA flag. So I play that as well. AFFL is specifically 7-man.
Okay.
USA flag offer more formats, 4-man, 5-man, from contact to non-contact to co-ed, and that's the opportunity you get to showcase your talents in front of the USA coaches and possibly get that USA tryout invite, which just happened this past weekend in Charlotte.
Okay.
And, 120 people, boys and girls, got to go out and compete for a spot. So that's a good thing. They actually won gold, I want to say 3 times, the men's and the women's twice.
Okay, and you've been doing that for a while, you said, right?
Yes, sir. And 5 and 6-man contact is actually played on the same size field as we do in arena, but it's only with 5 and 6 people, so minus the linemen. So it's actually a fast-paced game and helps me during the off season, like to get ready for the arena league.
There you go. I was gonna ask how does that help you prepare, but it seems like there you go. That's how it helps you prepare. You've been in that same kind of surrounding, same environment for the most part, on and off season. That's great. What are your personal goals for the upcoming AFL season with the Rapid City Marshals?
So my personal goals is just really to show up for my teammates, the coaches, the fans, the owners, as well as myself daily, and really to bringing back the trophy to Rapid City. Individual accolades is good, but winning with your team is more important. So I feel like winning with the team is the biggest thing that we could do.
Yes,
as
sir.
a personal goal.
Hey, teamwork makes the dream work. How do you plan to build upon the chemistry that you already have with quarterback Jack and the other Marshals quarterbacks, as well as the other receivers in the wide receiver room?
Really just taking time before and after practice to just go over extra reps, like get timing down, ball placement, understand what the quarterbacks like and don't like, what they see. Really hand signals, like if you want to just go over hand signals to just make the game way easier for you. So I feel like doing that, and of course film study, extra film study will take us a long way. Knowing our opponents, we'll get the upper hand.
There you go. And then you mentioned earlier having that kind of that space to put out whatever needs to be put out, with no judgment. So I guess that would help too as well. Any advice for the younger players out there trying to get where you are?
Nothing is worthwhile unless you take a risk. There's no passion for playing small, settling for a life that really is not, that you're not capable of, and living. So just basically never settle. Just never settle. Just continue to grind and just never give up. You feel me? The marathon continues. Long live Nipsey.
Long live Nipsey. There we go.
I look at life like a marathon.
Can you describe your approach to improving your performance and skills as a wide receiver and a defensive back? I mean, obviously, it sounds like you just grinded, but I mean, do you have, and not, you don't have to go into specifics too. I don't want you giving anything away, but just like a generalization of your approach to the game.
Really, I just take the time to do the gym, extra film, like just studying myself, because I like to record myself when I do stuff, like when I go to the field. So taking time to see what I need to work on, because sometimes you might go against less competition, so you might take it easy, but I don't like to do that. So I see that on film. I know I'm like, oh, you got to do this to get better type. So at the end of the day, just working on myself to try to get better in the gym, on and off the field, and just keeping a clear mind spiritually.
Yes, sir. Any books that you'd recommend to the youth to help build mental toughness?
I actually just got recommended a book myself. I just got it the other day, and it's called On Mental Toughness. And it's literally got like different articles and just breaking down like different stories about how people overcame and just showing mental toughness. So
okay, what's that called?
On Mental Toughness.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Heck yeah, man. I guess I just got another question. Are you on social media, and if so, what's your social media handle?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, islandboy, ISLANDBOI _9.
Okay. There you go. You got anything else you want to add in, man?
Nah, go Marshals. Let's win.
There you go, Shaq. Well, I mean, look forward to seeing you in training camp, man. Thanks for joining me.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you for having me on.
Heck yeah, man. Have a great one.
You too.
There we go, guys. That was Shaq Currenton, wide receiver / defensive back for the Rapid City Marshals. Next up, we got Tim Lukas. Tim Lukas is another wide receiver, but he's also a jack linebacker. All right, both these guys on defense, but he's up there, in the trenches a little bit more. So it's going to be exciting to see the energy he brings as well. What's up, Tim?
How we doing, man? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me out here. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Thanks for joining us, bro. So yeah, I'll just jump right into it. You ready for it?
Yeah, of course. Let's go.
There we go. So yeah, as a two-way player for the Rapid City Marshals, being a wide receiver and a jack linebacker, how do you plan to utilize your versatility to contribute to the team?
I think that's probably the biggest keyword that you said is versatility, being able to kind of understand what offenses like to do out there and being prepared for it on defense. It's a position that I didn't grow up playing, but, as I get older, the more I study defenses, the more I learn on what defensive backs are liking to do out there against us on offense. It kind of helps me play the position. And also getting together with coach. Coaches are our best resources. Me and Coach Ed and I had a great conversation yesterday about some film that I can study. And, I got Jack Walker Jr.'s highlights, on my computer right now, studying what he's done in the game and basically just using the versatility that my body presents. I like to hit people. I like to be physical. So if I can break up passes and get to the walls and fly around out there, it should help our team out a little bit.
There you go. You said you played special teams a little bit too, right?
Yeah, I'm a big special teams guy too. I just want to be on the field. I think most players are like that, or the guys that are hungry really want to be out there as much as you can. So being out on special teams, running down on kickoff, everything is valuable to the team. That you can be out there and impact the game. That shows that you really want to win.
There you go. So I saw that you played previously in the AFL with the Colorado Crush. You were also in the CFL. So how do you think your experience in these different leagues is going to help you succeed in the current AFL?
Yeah, well, I got experience across the board, like you mentioned before. Colorado Crush, the IFL team. I played in the IFL last year with Arizona and Tucson. And, the rules are a little bit different in each league, in the CFL and the AFL. But really, it just gives me more knowledge, more knowledge of what systems coaches like to use, what's really good for this type of league, what's good for this league, and then the different rules of each league. They might be real small, but once you understand them, it's going to help you play your game, inside of those rules. And, basically leaning on all the teammates that I've had from different leagues and guys that I train with, or guys that I look up to. I'll reach out to them or watch their film. Like Shaq said, I love watching film. So I'll watch guys film from every league that I played in and how they're successful, just to kind of help myself out too.
There you go, man. You got to be a student of the game for sure, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I mean, how do you balance your role as a wide receiver and a jack linebacker? Is there one that takes priority over the other one? And how do you think that playing both sides is going to benefit the Marshals, where they do play both sides of the ball,
Yeah.
essentially?
Well, I think basically, like I said before, it can help us in the terms of the more I understand what defenses are doing against us, the more I can use it on myself as a receiver and as a defensive player too. The more I understand what coverages we're getting, what coverages we want to run. Coach and I, again, we're talking about this yesterday. The more I know about the game and the more what the game plan that they want to use, the more, we'll benefit as a team. So just that versatility that I bring, and basically understand the rules and what they want to do as schematics is going to help us go along with that thing.
Yeah, man, that's a lot of information you got to hold in there.
Yeah, and I guess to answer your question, to me, I've always prioritized playing receiver. I have been kind of moved to a hybrid tight end look, which forced me to kind of learn the game from a different perspective. And to me, that's a new challenge. Just like playing jack linebacker, hopefully as much as I can is it's a challenge. I've been playing since I was 6 or 7 years old, and not to say that anything gets boring, because you can always get better. But when you're challenged and you put something's in front of you, hey Tim, we're expecting this of you, or we want to see you do this. It kind of next makes your neck hair stand up a little bit. Like, okay, like there's something even more I can push for now. So I like it as a challenge, and I think I've always prioritized the offense and being a receiver, being a lead receiver. But the later I get in my career and the more experience I get, the more I'm trying to understand defense too, just to help me out on the offensive side of the field. So I would say it's a 50-50 split. The closer I get to camp, I'll start working on my read steps and working on really understanding more of the verbiage and things like that. But I think it's a healthy split.
Yeah, there you go, man. You got to evolve with the game, right?
Hmm?
I said you got to evolve with the game, so
yeah,
it sounds
sure.
like you're definitely,
you got to roll with it, and basically the game's gonna keep moving forward with or without you. So
there you go, man. Hey, so how do you plan to build chemistry and coordination with the Marshals defensive unit, and also I guess the rest of the team?
Yeah, I mean, well, that's a tricky one, because usually in football, like the offense is on one side, defense is on the other. So you have your guys that you rock with, and it'll get chippy, at practice and whatnot. But it's going to be a different feeling if you're taking reps on both sides of the field. So, that part will be new to me, and it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But I think we have good chemistry already starting up in our group chats and reaching out to guys. I'm actually real fortunate that I'm training in Tampa right now. And Jack, the quarterback, is not too far away. So we've been coordinating and talking about getting some work in, obviously, this week to get some routes in, work some timing. So those little things are what builds championships. Those little things are what separates good teams from bad teams, or great teams from good teams. So I can see it in our group chat already. Guys are inquisitive. They're asking coach for plays. They're asking, that builds chemistry right there. And then going into training camp, just trying to keep the mood enough serious and light at the same time to realize, hey, if football is our job right now, but it's not the only thing that makes you human. You are a person at mind, and I like that Shaq brought up, being strong in your mind, because that's something that I'm real big into too. So hopefully I'll be there as a leader and someone who's got some experience under his belt to stand up when the time is right.
There you go, man. That's a great answer. Can you describe your approach to improving your performance and your skill set as a wide receiver and, soon to be both jack linebacker and I guess tight end as well too for the Marshals?
Yeah, well, I like learning the game. I mean, I've got tons of resources, which I'm really lucky to have built up over the years in terms of coaches and friends and trainers and networks that really have poured into me, and they see my passion and how bad I want to be great at something, and they're always there for me. So, I've got coaches at the highest level. I've got trainers that are some of the most world-renowned guys that I study. Like they might not even be aware of it, but I'm watching them constantly to see how they operate. I'm seeing how they interact with people. I'm seeing how they lift each other up, because that's something that I hope that I can do too. So that's something that I'm really fortunate of, to have those resources that I can learn from, and then I go out and try the stuff that they do. So that's what I would say. The biggest thing to me is watching the people that I look up to and then translating it to my life. As far as my schedule and learning and watching film and then taking that out into the field, like that's the biggest key to me.
There you go, man. Any advice for the younger players looking to get to the level that you're at?
Yeah, I would say definitely you got to keep working, number one, and then you got to understand that nothing is permanent in this game. It's an evolving game like you talked about before. And then I think the biggest thing is that you are going to go through a lot of hard times and a lot of what seems to be roadblocks in this industry or sport. But failure is never permanent. The best people and the greatest success stories have always failed so many times before. No matter what they're trying to do, it's the guys and the girls that push through that and they use things to learn from them are the ones that ultimately end up succeeding. This sport is not for the faint of heart. You lose 1 or 2 games and things aren't going your way or you're not starting. Do you turn home and do something else, or do you find what it takes to wait for your moment and find out what the coach wants you to do? So really it's just about being patient and then putting your hard work towards it and knowing that if it's not happening for you right now doesn't mean it's not going to not happen in the future. It just really depends on what you're going to do in between.
There you go, man. That's some amazing advice right there. What book would you recommend to the youth to help build mental toughness?
Well, I gotta plug in my guy, one of my trainers, one of my real good friends, and someone who I look up to a lot. Todd Durkin is one of my trainers. He's actually Drew Brees' right hand man, and he's trained a bunch of high level athletes in all different sports. So this guy is someone, like I said before, who's someone I watch and try to mimic his characteristics, because he's more than just the guy who's going to pour into you, in your sport, as a person too. So his book is called Get Your Mind Right. I believe he's got 3 or 4 now, real successful. If anyone's want to check out his books, I believe either his first or second one is just called Get Your Mind Right. It's all about preparing yourself to step into the roles that you want to be ready for. Another one that I like is Law of Attraction. Basically, like Shaq said, the spiritual side. It's basically putting yourself out there and really putting the actions to go get the things that you desire. So I would start with those 2 if I could, and then pay attention to the guys that are the best in the industry. There's a reason why they're at the top. Like Les Spellman is my speed trainer, is one of the best speed trainers in the world, and really just watching how he operates and what he pushes you to do. Those things are big.
There you go, man. Are you on social media? What's your social media handle?
I am. So I'm probably most active on Instagram. It would be T_Lukas11. Lukas is spelled Lukas, with a K. So I'm probably most active on there, but I do have Twitter as well. I believe it's probably the same handle, and Facebook if anybody wants to connect with me. And hopefully I get my website launched pretty soon. I've been working on that with a great businessman in Australia, so that we can help even more people get in tune with their mental and physical well-being.
Okay. Do you have any activities or events going on outside of football?
Yeah, so I think probably that website is the biggest thing that I'm working on right now. It's really about transitioning all the information and the skill and the resources that I've had, training videos and like I said before, everything that I've picked up over the years, whether it's watching film, practicing, I'm trying to translate that into videos and content for people so that they can watch. The way I've always learned was from watching and reading and doing, homework on people. So I want to translate that from my brain and the videos into something that can change people's lives and help them for a little bit. So that should be going on in the next couple of months. And besides that, I'm working out in Tampa and doing some work out here. So I'm excited about training camp.
There you go, man. There you go. Well, anything else? Any last words? Any last thoughts?
I just want to encourage people to come out to our games. I was watching Shaq's interview the other day, and he was just saying how hungry the guys are that are going to be in this league, and the guys who are playing this are doing it for the love of the game, and they're doing it for their family and their friends, and mostly, for the people around them. I've got so many people that when I considered even, if I was going to continue or not, and just, people asking me, hey, Tim, are you going to go? And it made me want to play even more so for them and play for God and for the people who have built me up. I don't want to play this season for me. I want to play for the Marshals. I want to play for my family. I want to play for God. So come out to the games and support us as much as you can.
That's awesome, man. That's amazing. Well, Hugh, man, thanks for joining me.
Of course, man. Thanks for having me on. I love having an outlet. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for taking time.
Of course, Sam. I'm sure we'll have you guys back on as we get throughout the season.
Cool. Let's go. Marshals, baby.
Go Marshals, man. Heck yeah. Well, have a great one.
All right, thanks for having me out, man.
Yes, sir. Oh, man. There we go, guys. Another great one down. As always, we can't forget the weather tight answer from last week. We'll be posting that up, as well as the weather tight trivia question for this week. So check that out. If you have the answer, put it in the comments and come back next week and see if your answer is right. All right, so I just want to thank you guys again for joining us for another amazing episode of Marshall's Law. I think this was like episode 8. I want to thank Sam for handling the edits and putting this all together, making everything come together on the ones and twos. Thanks to Shaq and Tim for joining us, as well as the entire Rapid City Marshals organization for rocking with us over here at Shady Sports Network. You can head over to marshallsfootball.com to get the schedule that you see behind me, purchase season tickets. You can also use our code Shady10 for a discount on those season tickets for a discount on those already amazing prices. So yeah, on those season tickets. You can then head over to arenafootballusa.com for all the AFL updates, as well as the full league schedule. Then you can come back over to shadysports.net or shadysportsnetwork.com, your gateway to endless excitement and exclusive content. And if you haven't already, go ahead and join my group on Facebook, Marshall's Law, the Rapid City Marshals fan group. And I'm on Twitter at 303 Bandwagon. So thanks for rocking with us, guys. Have a great one.
I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer.